Hmm. Alan, for people who are out there they're following this, I mean, again, the news about whether it was the news of the Republicans deciding to go ahead and vote on a debt ceiling bill coming up and extending it three months, or a lot of people got their news about gun control through links and whatnot over Twitter. Are we seeing any trends that have emerged over the last couple of weeks as far as these big news stories and how they're breaking on social media?
Well, it's interesting. U.S. News and World Report does their debate feature where they get four people on either side of an issue to post an article, and then people vote up or down on it, and the winner of the debate is whoever has the highest differential between positives and negatives, and. We have seen on that. There's a current debate about the various proposals that the president has put out, and the gun lobby, the pro-gun movement, is about as active as ever. There was a movement on Twitter and on social media, and they have mobilized everybody to go, and the anti-gun gun control posts in that debate have just been overwhelmingly voted for, and the ones that are in favor of the president's proposal have been voted down. And I think it speaks very strongly to the enthusiasm gap. In terms of just how quickly and effectively the far right is able to mobilize itself, especially in the face of the fear of a tyrannical government taking over taking their guns and subjugating them in FEMA concentration camps.
Well, one of the things that I've seen, one of the things that I've seen on Twitter, and it's particularly pronounced on the right, is there are a number of tweets from people who will make the argument, and David Frum referred to it in this last piece, and we heard Mark Levin talk about it, that there is an effort, according to these Republicans, that there is an effort to discourage people to discourage people to go see a mental health counselor, because if you go to a mental health professional and you have a propensity for violence, or you admit that there may be something that you're thinking about, that somehow you're going to end up in a national law enforcement database. Well, actually, that's not part of anything the Obama administration is proposing as far as allowing mental health people to share information or to pass information along. There's no database that's being put together or going to be put together to collect information about people who go see a mental health professional. But that sort of that sort of false narrative can get promulgated and can get passed around on social media, just like in regular media. And all of a sudden, you put out a statement saying, well, no, this is not true. And I get bombarded by people on Twitter saying, well, yes, it is. I read it out, whatever.
It is interesting. I really like the fact that David Frum pointed out the fact that it was Wayne LaPierre of the NRA that proposed that, not the president. We have seen in the gun debate a complete reversal in the typical roles of liberals and conservatives. In this debate, conservatives are all about protecting the rights of the perpetrator, and the liberals are all about protecting the rights of the victim. And that has been the opposite of what we've seen in law enforcement debates between left and right for decades. So, it's so interesting that, when their precious concerns come to policy debate, all of a sudden they become as liberal as we are.
We're talking with Alan Rosenblatt, Dr. Alan Rosenblatt, Dr. Digipol on Twitter. Coming up, and by the way, Alan, we're going to keep you around because we're going to talk about Aaron Swartz, who is our activist of the week in memoriam, and we're going to talk about that on the other side of this break, exactly who he was for people who have not been paying such close attention, and why his death has reverberated in so many corners of our world, particularly online. We'll continue our conversation with Dr. Alan Rosenblatt on the other side of this break. You're listening and watching to Take Action News.